What is up, everybody? This is another update on my acclimation process. So I did promise you guys that I was going to make or upload another video with the rest of my palm trees out, and here it is. So just to start off with, this is some of my plants that I've taken out or brought outside for the acclimation process. That's my smaller pygmy date. I mean, we can go down the list. I mean, if the sun doesn't, you could still see pretty clear, but that is my parlor palm, my there you go, my dragon tree, banana, windmill, and so on and so forth. I'm not gonna keep naming them all because I have a lot of palm trees, but so here they are. That's my bottle palm that just started to open one of the fronds here. Well, she started opening this frond last month, but obviously as soon as I brought her up, she started opening. So it's crazy what actual sunlight or just light, natural light, does to a plant, especially a palm tree. Literally, I just brought him up and she's already like spreading like crazy. And then over here we have my other windmill palm right there, my European fan palm, my Sylvester date, my ponytail palm, and my lady palm right here, my smaller monstera in there at the very bottom. Sorry, it takes me, I have so many plants, it takes me a minute to actually remember the names of them, but so that's that. And if we go over here, we have more. Ignore the mess in my garage. I live with roommates, so I have a lot of their shit here too. But nonetheless, here is my spindle, my mule palm right there, or no, sorry, my pindo, another cascade palm right there. She's pretty huge. I mean, she's really big. And then here's my other monstera. I actually have like 3 or 4 in there. That's why it looks so spread out. I don't want to separate them because I don't want to mess with their roots, but there they are. And I have a couple of new growth right here, right there. And this is one of my dwarf bananas. I actually started with one. This is the mama one, and she keeps growing new pups. I'm actually planting this one in the ground again this year. I actually dug her up. I planted her last year and I dug her up, and I'm thinking of planting her this year. She doesn't look too good, but she'll survive. I have a bunch of pups right there. So there's that. And then in here I have my bigger one. So I have my foxtail palm right here. I have my Bismarckia right there, and then I have my big, large, beautiful pygmy date. She's 11 years old, you guys. So she has a couple years in her already. All that is new growth up there, and the reason they're still in here is because you can't start acclimating plants or palm trees when the sun is heating. If the sun is beaming, that's not good. So I'm waiting for the sun to start spreading out a little, or the shade to start spreading out a little bit, and then I can start bringing them in here. Because as soon as I bring them in here, the top of the palm tree is going to start catching a lot of sunlight, and that's not good. So whenever you guys want to acclimate a palm tree or a tropical plant, you start in shade and then you work your way up. I learned that the hard way. I have burned a couple palm trees, and I'll show you guys just an example of what, I don't know if you guys could see, but so my Sylvester did, I was acclimating her in complete sunlight, and she started to burn, if you guys notice. So you can't really tell, but so this is what it should regularly, well, the color should look like. This is what the color ends up looking like, a lighter lime green. See this? And then the longer you keep it in the sun, the lighter it gets until it starts to burn. You see the difference? So she's doing fine. She has another growth in the center. She's growing, but I pulled her out just in time because it was starting to burn. So I caught that in time. And then my European fan palm, I was also acclimating her in pure sunlight, and she was burning too. Well, there's one of the fronds here. I think it was this one. See those spots right there? That is burning, or sunburn. So you got to be careful with these, because you can You could probably think, oh yeah, it's sunlight, it's not going to burn, but the palm tree is different. Just because you can tolerate the heat or the sun, it doesn't mean that the palm tree is going to tolerate it just the same. So please acclimate them in shade and then work your way up slowly but surely. My windmills are all acclimated, so I've kept them in the sun. The color is a little different, but that's not a problem. They haven't burned or anything, so they've been acclimated. It's just, even if you acclimate a palm tree, you're still going to have a couple fronds that are going to eventually burn. There's no stopping it. This is nature. It doesn't matter what you do, a frond is going to get a little burn here and there. So it's not going to kill the palm tree. I mean, for you to kill a palm tree while trying to acclimate it, you probably going to have to leave that palm tree out in plain sunlight 24/7, and you're not going to do that. So if you're going to acclimate it, keep it outside for several minutes and then bring it back in if you're going to acclimate it in the sun. Now, if it's in the shade, they can be out for a couple hours. It doesn't really matter. They're not going to get burned. But if you're going to acclimate them in the sun and you don't have shade area, start with like 5 minutes, then work your way up to 10, work your way up to 15, and so on and so forth, to prevent burning on these plants. Because remember, if you burn a frond, the frond is not going to get any better. Once a frond is burned, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse until it ends up dying. Palm trees don't heal fronds. Once a frond is damaged for whatever reason, or got cut or whatever, it will continue to get the plant itself will continue to kill it. So it's very important that you guys learn to acclimate palm trees. And I have a couple plants here that are palm trees, but I was like, you know what, I might as well just acclimate all of them at the same time so that I can take them all out. And this is the perfect time to start acclimating. All of these palm trees and plants are going to go back inside tonight because temperatures still drop to the 40s at night. And although some of my palms here can tolerate that, I kind of baby them a lot. And I rather just, if temperatures don't stay consistently in the 60s, they're going back inside. So luckily I brought them out from the basement, so I don't have to bring them back down, but they are going to go back in the garage with the rest of the palm trees when the sun goes down. So about like, maybe, I don't know what time it is right now, but probably like within, maybe at 6, I'll probably bring them back inside. And then maybe tomorrow I'll start watering them because some of them need some water and stuff. But yeah, you guys, for some of you guys that thought that I didn't have a lot of plants, I do. I have a lot of plants here, and this is a hassle. So it's the love that I have for tropical plants and palm trees. If you guys have that, great. If you guys don't, you're not going to understand. So this is a lot of time and dedication. Keeping these plants alive in zones 5B and up is not for the weak. We've had temperatures this year going, I think they dropped down to like -10 or -15. We had one of the coldest winters in a while, put it that way. So it's not easy keeping these plants alive, especially with grow lights, which are not the greatest, but they'll keep the plant alive and stuff. Like, for example, my Christmas palm, she doesn't look the greatest though. She's kind of a little skimpy and a little raggedy, but she'll bounce back. These are the older fronds, so that's why they look like that ever since I brought her from Florida. But these are the new ones from this year, and ever since I brought her from Florida, she's been suffering from like a fungal infection here. I have poured neem oil on it. I've done everything under the sun, and every time she grows a new frond, I don't know, for some reason it comes back up. But she's alive, and that's all that matters. I don't really care about it. It hasn't affected her to the point where she's dying, so she's pretty strong. And I think I fertilized her already. I can't remember, but this is one of the new ones, and it doesn't look as terrible. So, and she is pushing new ones. Sorry, I can't speak today. She's pushing new spears here. So there's one, that's another one, and that's the third one, because she's a triple trunk. That's a triple trunk right there. So yeah, when they go back inside, and they've been inside for almost a year, so like what, 3-4 months, they are gonna look raggedy when you bring them back out. They're not gonna look the greatest, and you have to give it time for them to get accustomed to the outside environment and stuff. Like this one right here, a lot of her tips are dried. I had to cut those because they were dry, so she looks a little raggedy. but she has this new one that she grew last winter that just passed, and then she's starting to open a new one right there. Literally, she's starting to open a new one. So they'll bounce back, you guys. So it's just a matter of how much care and dedication you guys want to put in plants like these. Honestly, this is not, it's not easy, but it's not hard either. So yeah, so that is it for today. See you guys next time.